Greetings, Wild Styles and Emmets. This is Mad Hair Patrick. Well, you can make a movie out of anything. Cartoons, video games, theme parks, board games, and even toys. So, I had to ask, would you even buy and play a Playmobil movie set? I'm gonna be honest, I barely remember playing any Playmobil figures. I know I have some, but I mostly got into Hot Wheels, Thomas the Tank Engine, and of course Legos. So Playmobil never really impacted my childhood, but I do know it is still one of the most popular toys of all time. In 2019, they decided to make a movie out of them. So what did they do with them in 2019? They tried to make a Lego movie clone. And what a coincidence, that was the year where the Lego movie hype train pretty much died. Especially it was announced that Warner Brothers were going to replace the Lego movie brand with Funko Pops. While the Lego Movie 2, the second part, was a box office bomb, it at least found a way to be its own movie instead of being a 90-minute commercial to buy more toys. This is one of those movies that I had to take a look for curiosity, not because of the negative comparisons to the Lego Movie, but how it tries and fails to defend itself that it's not a Lego Movie clone, numerous release dates with poor marketing, and have a disastrous bomb of $16.3 million. There's a lot to talk about the Playmobil movie, so let's get this over with. And let me tell you, I am not holding back on how obvious this movie is ripping off Legos. Welcome to another episode of the Wonder Reviews. It's time to play with this wannabe film. This is Playmobil the movie. It starts out with Marla and her little brother Charlie talking about seeing the world and singing a song about it. But then way out of left field, their parents died. And yes, this is how they're starting this Playmobil movie. Of course, the siblings don't get along with each other for the past 4 years, and Charlie runs away to this toy convention and uncovers an entire exhibit of Playmobiles with themed areas. Magic occurs because reasons, and they are transported into the Playmobil realm. Marla's brother gets kidnapped by a big bad overlord, and now she has to save him while coming across some colorful characters. And for the most part, yeah, this is the Lego movie, except everything about this particular film is not awesome. It steals almost every element for the Lego movie, like being an animated toy film with some live action bits, meeting some colorful character in respected genre like fantasy, western, and space, and having a theme of family as the heart of the movie. It's near impossible to ignore the comparison and look at it in a different mindset, but if it gets to do one thing, be entertaining. Aside from the scene where Marla turns into a toy, I did not laugh a single thing from watching this film. And the tone is just all over the place that it can't decide if it wants to be serious, comical, or heartwarming. What's worse is that it contains a lot of cliches that nobody wants to see in a movie anymore, like a dead parent or parents, the lie reveal, the chosen one archetype, a pre-climax separation for forced drama, and believing in yourself. It results in making the film boring, predictable, and often annoying. Another thing that's wrong with the story is that it feels like you're watching a movie, not a Playmobil movie. Sure, it contains dinosaurs, Vikings, space aliens, and the Old West, but nobody in this movie acknowledges that they are Playmobiles, nor show what Playmobiles can actually do. You see, what worked in the Lego movie is the imagination of building anything entirely out of Legos. It fully explains and embraces what can you do with Legos and why everyone wants to play with them. Here though, they don't do that or use any elements of the Playmobil toy to advance the world building or save the day. You can remove the Playmobil brand, replace it with an ordinary toy set or just a live action fantasy motion picture, and you would still be watching the same movie. The only way I can see this movie succeed as a Playmobil movie is if you let the main leads create their own Playmobil adventure. Like, don't force them to go on this adventure to stop an evil emperor. Let them imagine whatever adventure or story they want to have. Like, if I entered this Playmobil world, I would just ride a Triceratops, slay a dragon by using these high-tech glasses that shoot lasers, donate the dragon's money to rebuild an old western clock tower, then travel 50 years into the future, and then back home to rest. Because if these themed genres can collide with each other in this movie, why can't anyone create their own story in this Playmobil world? If the movie's plot is so boring, predictable, and cliche, what makes you think I should care about any of these characters? Each of them are either a rip-off of a Lego movie character or follow a one-dimensional trope you find in any movie. Starting with Marla, she's just the overbearing sister that no longer believes in adventure. But of course, she eventually does after she goes through many lengths to get her brother back. There's Charlie, a spoiled kid who's been treated as the chosen one like hero and captured the same trait as Emmett even in his Viking avatar. Dell is the down-on-his-luck guy that wants to help Marla in order to keep his business afloat. Rex Rex Dasher, is the hero that has the same gigantic ego as Lego Batman. And all the other characters are just there to help the heroes in one or two scenes, including a caveman, an Amazon warrior, a space bounty hunter, a pirate captain, a fairy godmother, and an R2-D2-like robot. And then there's Emperor Maximus, the villain that rules the Colosseum and wants to collect the warriors in his battle arena for his amusement. He's basically a ripoff of Lord Business, but lacks any sort of charisma.
What do we have here?
Your worst nightmare.
You're not a pinata full of bees.
These characters fall into the category as either forgettable or unlikable. The villain's performance is annoying, Rex is too over the top to be marketed as the hero, and there's no heart between Marla and Charlie as family despite the goal on saving Charlie. The only thing I can find that's actually decent in this Playmobil movie is the animation. It's not great, but there are some visuals I did like. The character designs capture the spirit of the respective toys, whether it be the humans, animals, or other supernatural characters, and the lighting and special effects are pretty good. The textures are well done to make everything made out of plastic like the characters and environment, and the movements have that cinematic quality. However, these are the only good points I can find in the animation. The backgrounds are generic no matter if they go to a Roman Colosseum, a town in the Old West, an urban city, a fairy tale kingdom, and a space planet. But my big criticism with that last part is that they're not even hiding that they're ripping off Star Wars. And as much as I said the character animation is good, none of these characters don't move like actual Playmobiles since they can actually bend their arms and legs. That only occurs again when Marla enters the toy world. The LEGO Movie's character animation was great because they move and walk like an actual LEGO figurine. Details like that is what makes it an official LEGO Movie. Here, however, the Playmobiles in this movie move like a real person, not a real Playmobil figure. This is why you can't say you're watching a Playmobil movie. Not even the action scenes can make it fun to watch because any normal person can do a car chase or escape an evil empire. Also, right out of nowhere, this film is considered a part musical, but there's a problem with them. There are only 4 songs in this movie, not counting the Rex Dasher theme song, and all of them are forgettable. They all burst at the last minute, giving the audience no time to be ready that a song is coming on. And they all share the same format where they just sing what's going on rather than just talk normally. They're so cringy and unmemorable, I didn't care to look up the names of these songs. You can just call them the Avenger song, the Hero song, the Villain song, and the Magic song.
Gonna take my prey. Brother-in-law. I'm Taurus, the destroyer. Enemies be warned.
It doesn't help either that nobody in this movie can sing, probably because they were expecting this to be a musical. So, if this movie's sole existence is to capture the success of the LEGO Movie, then I'm certainly not gonna play or collect any Playmobil sets. Playmobil the Movie is the most boring commercial movie I had to sit through. Even if the animation is sort of decent, nothing about this movie is fun. No matter how much you try to ignore the LEGO Movie comparisons, nobody's gonna have a good time with it with a dull plot, unlikable characters, and forgettable songs. Whatever you do, do not waste your time watching this movie, unless you want to find out how much it wants to be the LEGO Movie and makes you want to watch the real LEGO Movie. This whole Toyland movie trend and trying to capture the magic of the LEGO Movie is so tiresome, I just don't want any Hollywood agents to make more films out of them like for Funko and Rubik's Cube. This Playmobil movie obviously gets a D- and sent to the flames of failure for exile. It's obvious in the future that there's going to be more movies based on an existing toy product, so if they really want to capture the success of another popular anime movie, then they gotta have to try something different, innovative, and not duplicate that popular movie. They have all the time in the world to be original, compelling, and not look like a boring commercial. Because if they continue going down this I want our movie to be the next LEGO Movie path, then the Playmobil movie is not gonna be the only one to get permanently glued. I'm Mad Hair Patrick. Now if you'll excuse me, I'm going to have Taco Tuesday on a weekend. Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed this, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe me for a new review and other project every week. I'll see you soon.